Hey guys, Tad from Attack of the Killer Podcast here with another Patreon exclusive video update for those of you who subscribe to our page. As always, thank you for watching, listening, and supporting this podcast. I'll get right to it. I don't have any new toys. I have some cool stuff to show off, but I have no new toys this week anyways. So I'm sure if you're a subscriber to our Patreon page, Facebook page, anything, follow us on social media, you know that we all took a trip a few weeks ago to Crypticon, Kansas City, and that's one of the cooler Midwest horror conventions. And of course, any convention comes with the vendors, the celebrity meet and greets, photo ops, all that good stuff. So I figured I would show you what I scored at Crypticon. My video will not be nearly as exciting as Jason, Mike, and Andy's because those guys, they are suckers for the vendor space and just cannot control themselves. They're out of control. But in this situation, I almost didn't spend any money. Then I got the ice broken and I started spending more and more as I met more celebrities. So I'm going to go through what I got at Crypticon. First, not a celebrity signature or anything, but I got this piece for my wife. Obviously, Pee-wee's Big Adventure inspired. She's a huge fan. I'm a huge fan, but she's a much bigger fan. By artist Sean Spinks, based out of Minnesota. His stuff is really fantastic, really cool, really nice guy. And you can find him on Facebook under Horizons. Sort of like Horizons, but Horizons. So check it out. Find it on Facebook. He's really good artist, really nice guy, really cool stuff. Highly recommended. We'll be meeting Paul Rubens in about a month, maybe less now, and might get this signed. I don't know. Really cool. But he the artist, as you can see, Sean Spinks, he autographed that down to the bottom, like any good artist should. So that's my first score. Met some celebrities. I'll start with this one. You might recognize it if you're a horror fan from Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat, not Trick or Treat. You know, we got Mark Price down here. Skippy from Family Ties was also in a horror movie, a cult horror movie called Trick or Treat. And to make a long story short, he did stand-up. He does stand-up comedy now. He did a stand-up comedy show here in Iowa at the theater I volunteer at. And he meant to give me a signed picture. There was some weird circumstances that we had to get him out of the theater as quick as possible, and he wasn't able to get me a picture. So when I ran into him there, he recognized me and remembered that he owed me a picture. So he hooked me up, got me a signature on an 8x10 from the movie, gave it to me for free. Could not be a nicer guy. He actually uses some of his money he makes at conventions to go towards the Michael J. Fox Foundation. You can get like whole packages from his table that include really cool vinyl records, guitar picks, shirts, all kinds of stuff. Mark is such a sweet, nice guy, has so much heart, such a sweetheart, such a good dude. Yeah, so if you ever see him on a convention lineup, his stuff is very reasonably priced, and he's worth meeting because he treats every fan like a king. He's awesome. Let's see. I'll go with this one. I also met Danielle Harris from Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Hatchet 2, Hatchet 3, Victor Crowley, Boy Meets World, Roseanne. She was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's in everything, but obviously Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. But obviously I sort of became a huge fan of hers from Halloween 4 and 5, so I got that picture signed. A nice, cool collage of stuff from that movie. Halloween 4 is so much better than 5. Far superior film. She's really nice. Meet her if she's around. Really cool grab and really cool meet. Then we have a pair of signatures that, these are convention all-stars, regulars, but it's really cool to finally meet them. Got Sid Haig, and that's a classic Devil's Rejects poster, but you know him from Spider Baby, House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, just about everything. He's obviously, had a resurgence. He was in Tarantino stuff at a younger age, not very young, I guess. He turned 80 when he signed this. This was his birthday weekend at Crypticon, Kansas City. Turned 80, so it was an honor to finally meet Mr. Sid Haig. And keeping to that theme, we got Bill Moseley, which I absolutely adore this picture. I've loved it since I saw it on the internet years ago. He signed it to Tad, Rock On, Bill Moseley, Otis. I had a hard time choosing between Otis and Chop Top because I probably do like Texas Chainsaw 2 better, and Chop Top's a awesome character. Problem is just finding. I'm a nitpick for the 8x10. It has to be very clear and a cool, unique image, and this photograph is just awesome. I mean, look at it. It's really cool, black and white. He's holding the radio up. Just a gorgeous picture, a cool print. Had to get that one signed. Bill's a very, very cool, nice guy. Took time to chat. If you've ever been to a horror convention, he's probably there, and you probably met him. And then last but not least, my biggest score, 11x17, Mr. Joe Bob Briggs, who's had a huge resurgence lately. One of the coolest, nicest heroes of mine. Finally got to meet him. Such an honor. And out of everybody there, he took the most time, was the most humble, sat and chatted with everybody who came to his table. Free pictures, you just had to get a poster or something signed. You probably could have just walked up and got a picture with the guy. He would probably just bullshit with you for an hour if you wanted to. Such a cool guy. He had a great panel. He had Darcy with him. And another quick story, I was this close to having him booked at our film festival, Snake Alley Festival Film this year. And due to a few circumstances, ended up not working out, but, definitely have him on our contact list, keep him in mind and keep in touch with him for future. But anyways, we're trying to get him booked. He was doing a show in Chicago. We thought, we'd jump on the opportunity while he's in the Midwest, try to get him here in Iowa. Back and forth. It ended up just sort of not wanting to do it because he was doing like 5 or 6 shows, and it would have been a Tuesday or Wednesday night, and he wasn't sure it would do as well as he wanted. So we decided not to go forward with it and look for something in the future. But as you guys know from being, if you're a Joe Bob Briggs fan, you know that his mind is a steel trap. He remembers everything. So I walked up to his table and I sort of said, excuse me, like a month ago when you were looking at doing a show in Iowa, and he said, oh, Burlington, right? You're Tad. And he remembered from, I wasn't even directly corresponding with him. I was corresponding with his manager and his assistant. But he didn't even talk to me to remember not only the town I was from, but who I was. And we chatted, and he assured me that he'd like to come to Iowa. So he signed this poster to Tad, the driving king of Burlington, Joe Bob Briggs. So I got to get some business cards made with that on it. If Joe Bob says I'm the driving king of Burlington, I am the driving king of Burlington. It's official. So those were my scores from Crypticon, Kansas City. It was a great time had by all. Got to see all my friends, got to meet cool celebrities, got to look at a bunch of merchandise I couldn't afford. Walked out without spending too much money, made some good memories, ate some good food. Awesome weekend. Can't wait for the next one. So, yeah, that's my newest update. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for supporting Attack of the Killer podcast, and we'll see you next time.